a lot of speed.
He warming up
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden on Love. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He laughing.
Our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
You know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know, and we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like we all don't do that.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis reacted strongly to Jake Paul sparring with Shakur Stevenson before their fight. He said Jake can train however he wants, but it won't matter on fight night. Tank promised to show his real power in the ring and beat him, saying no amount of sparring or warm-ups will change the outcome.
Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'ma show you and him. Bet.
And it begs the question, Tank.
Nothing.
Boxing experts have pointed out the irony in the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight. Many fans and purists feel Tank's choice is disappointing, but at the same time, others see it as a good opportunity for promotion or personal gain. Shakur Stevenson also mentioned this, saying that even if some fans don't like Tank's decision, he is still open to sparring with Jake Paul to help the sport and keep himself in the spotlight. This shows how boxing today is a mix of business, reputation, and what fans expect.
Criticism for fighting Jake Paul, but yet at the same time, he is going to fight Jake Paul. Now, what I find interesting is how people on one hand are going to criticize it, but on the other hand, try to take advantage of it for their own profit. So Shakur Stevenson, definitely for press purposes, definitely for publicity purposes, offers to get in the training camp and spar for Jake Paul. Spar Jake Paul for the Tank fight. Now, why would he be doing this? It's called copycat crap, because the last big fight that took place, which was Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, guess what happened? Jaron Ennis went and sparred Canelo Alvarez to help Canelo Alvarez prepare for Terrence Crawford. So, do I think that is coincidental? No, I do not. I think that it is trying to have your cake and eat it too. You are trying to complain and say Gervonta Davis is not a real competitive fighter, that this is a sideshow, freak show fight, but yet you want your name associated with it and you want to participate in it for your own good gain. Let me assure you that when Terrence Crawford said in an interview that he wouldn't fight Jake Paul, that's not a serious fight. And then they said, well, would you fight Jake Paul for $200 million? And he said, I'd be fighting Jake Paul.
Analysts believe Gervonta "Tank" Davis is mainly focused on money when it comes to his upcoming fights. His matchup with Jake Paul has started debate, as many feel Tank cares more about the payday than building his legacy or proving himself in boxing. Some say that if fans want to see him fight big names like Shakur Stevenson or Lamont Roach, his promoter Turk would need to offer him a huge deal similar to fights like Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. At this point in his career, money seems to guide Tank's decisions more than chasing boxing glory.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another $40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Roach for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money, man.
Shakur Stevenson, a well-respected boxer, showed his disappointment after Tank chose to fight Jake Paul instead of him. He said Tank avoiding him looks like ducking, which many see as disrespectful to the sport. Shakur explained that real fighters take on tough challenges, and by picking a crossover fight over an elite boxer like him, Tank is hurting the image of boxing. His comments have added more fire to the debate about whether Tank cares more about money than the honor of the sport.
What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Tank Davis reacted angrily when fans accused him of avoiding top fighters like Shakur Stevenson. He said he doesn't care what people think because fans often change sides after just one bad performance. Tank explained that his main focus is on his career and personal goals, not on trying to please critics or fans. His response shows that he prefers to handle pressure in his own way and stay in control of his decisions and fight path.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Michael J. White shared his thoughts on the debate, saying that no matter the hype or performance, Jake Paul can never be seen as a real boxing champion. He pointed out the difference between exhibition or crossover fights and official title matches approved by major boxing bodies. His view matches what many fighters and fans believe, that Paul's fights are more about entertainment than true championship boxing, adding to the doubts about the fight's legitimacy.
Do you think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him the thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Daniel Cormier, former champion and respected analyst, criticized the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight, calling it boring and lacking real excitement. He said Tank is not fighting because he needs money, and this matchup doesn't match the level of competition expected from him at this stage. By labeling it uninteresting, Cormier questioned the purpose of the fight, suggesting it is more about gaining attention and social media buzz than raising the standards of boxing competition.
I thought it was 190. Dean, that's bad. Because you know what that tells me? That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big for him. Yes. He recognizes that he's too big for him.
I'm wondering how this even came about. It can't be that Gervonta Davis needs money. That can't be the reason why he's taking this fight.
He's been a world champion so recently. How could he be broke?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he doing this for money? And then why and how is even Jake Paul doing this when no one respects it? Like, I can't think of anybody that respects this.
But Jake Paul has been able to carve out and make his own lane in boxing, and I've never seen anything like it, bro. He literally, I mean, we don't know what weight class he fights in any situation. We just don't know. He kind of makes his own rules.
He makes his own rules.
And it seems like people are playing by those rules. I remember a couple weeks ago, the WBC and the Jose Suleiman was very upset that he wasn't going to be able to put the belt on the winner at Canelo versus Crawford. That's the thing that's happened since the beginning of the time. Those guys are very powerful in boxing. But with Zuffa boxing, it was almost like that power was getting stripped away. They were very disappointed. But how can you take those sanctioning organizations seriously when they are sanctioning this?
That's my point. That's my point. That's why I think that this whole thing that we have, this boxing and this MMA argument and Zuffa getting into boxing, our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I talked about this before. Like, I didn't know why they were fighting because, I mean, Gervonta Davis's last fight was at 136 pounds.
Commentator Shawiz the Adult said that even though the fight is unusual, public curiosity will likely bring huge viewership. Tank's recent talk about possibly leaving boxing has made fans question if the fight will really happen. His online back and forth with Shakur Stevenson on platforms like X has added to the doubt, as both fighters trade sharp words about each other's skills. This drama creates more uncertainty around the sport, mixing entertainment with real competition.
Do we think the fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul? Yes. Are we going to watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. It's maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we knew y'all were trying to knock each other's head off. And we don't know that because Mike Tyson did knock out Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Rock Logan Paul, and they kept him standing. That shit, we getting tired of that shit, right? We need confidence. Are you guys going to try to knock each other's heads off? Jake Paul, when you swing at Tank, are you going to try to hit him and knock that little man over the top rope into the damn fifth aisle? Are you going to try to hit him and make his ass evaporate? Or Tank, are you going to show the world that Jake Paul should not be in the square circle with a real boy? Are you going to try to knock his ass out, sleep him, drop him like you did Ryan Garcia, stop him the way you did Mario Barrios, knock him out like you did Leo Santa Cruz? Are we going to get a viral knockout? Are y'all going to try to stop each other?
Teofimo Lopez, a top boxer, shared his view on the fight, saying it should be seen more as entertainment than a serious boxing contest. He pointed out the difference between real championship fights and crossover events, calling the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis matchup a show designed to attract fans rather than decide who is the best in boxing. His opinion reflects the growing belief that many modern fights focus more on showmanship and media attention than true competition in the sport.
Great matchup. It's fun for the sport of boxing. It makes it fun. It makes it entertaining. That's what it's all about. You know, and may the best man win. It's an exhibition regardless. It doesn't count.
Doesn't count? Yeah. We need to see you and Tank, though. It has to happen.
What happened?
It has to happen, you and Tank.
We'll see, man. It's up to the champ. He's the champ, right? He's a celebrity champ. Ooh.
Tim Bradley, a former world champion, spoke about the personal and professional pressures Tank Davis is dealing with outside the ring. He asked critics to think about the mental and physical toll fighters go through before judging them too harshly. Bradley explained that Tank has faced many challenges recently, and constant criticism from fans, media, and analysts only makes it harder. His message is a reminder that fighters live under huge stress, and understanding their situation can lead to more fair and respectful conversations about their career choices.
Tank, you know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know, and we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't do that. We don't do our research. You know, you got to know about somebody's history. So, like, if you understand where Tank came from, if you understand his background, then you understand how he thinks and why he feels the way he feels. You know, you do. So, I mean, for instance, like his parents, right? His parents were drug addicts in and out of the system, in and out of jail. You know, he lived with his grandmother. You know, like, you gotta understand when he started boxing, why he started boxing. Understand that, you know, that what the influence that Calvin has had on his life, and how if their relationship isn't great, how that affects him. And if this is not making any excuses, people, this isn't. I'm not making no excuses. I'm just giving you what I think, and I'm giving you the facts surrounding all of this. You know, I remember back in 2012, you know, I'm living right. I'm living civil. I'm taking care of my business. I feel like I'm doing everything right.
Analysts have mixed opinions on the Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight and what it means for boxing. They say that while the fight will make a lot of money and attract attention, it may hurt the sport's credibility. Jake Paul is known for picking big-name opponents where there are clear differences in size or skill, which builds curiosity but lowers traditional competition standards. His decision to fight Tank Davis follows the same pattern, especially with the weight difference between them. This makes people wonder how Tank will deal with it, and if Paul can shock the audience. Experts believe Paul's careful opponent choices guarantee high viewership, media coverage, and hype, showing that his focus is more on business and entertainment than pure boxing competition.
Why are you not fighting guys your own fucking size? Look at this, John. This is embarrassing. And not to mention, Georgia already said, no, you can't have this fight here. So they moved it somewhere else. Dave, do you know where they moved the fight? Can you look it up? This is embarrassing. Look, he actually put his hands on his knees and he was still the same height, maybe a little bit taller than Gervonta Davis. I mean, I'm all in on Gervonta. I want Gervonta to win this fight. I want him to hit. I mean, I'm not saying he can knock him out, but I think if he hits him to the body a couple times, John, he may be able to catch him. A lazy jab or something, you know, he might be able to pop him to the body and get him good. I'm hoping. Jake Paul down with a body shot.
Oh man.
Oh geez.
Could you imagine?
I would it'd be great.
It's a win right there.
It'd be great.
Commentators noticed that during the face-off, Tank looked much smaller than Jake Paul, which some people even called embarrassing. But analysts reminded everyone that size doesn't tell the whole story. Tank's skill, speed, and experience in the ring give him a huge advantage, and his agility, accuracy, and technique make him the better fighter. They believe that once the fight starts, Tank's performance will matter far more than how the two looked standing next to each other at a promo event.
I think that the one thing that Jake Paul is really going to have to try to figure out in this fight is, how do I catch this little son of a bitch? Because he's fast. And, you know, Gervonta, I would, you know, I'm not telling Gervonta Davis to, you know, cut down and weight like he normally does. Just get in shape. Whatever you weigh, you weigh. Don't try to add weight. There's not enough time for you to add good weight that's not going to make you tighter and anything like that. So just come in at your normal, walk around, good weight. You've been training hard. Whatever it is, because they've said 195 is the max that
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.